this residency with Namath Art Center. It's my first show, so the way all of that breaks up and works down, I think as an artist, that's been a really huge learning experience for me. I think that's been enlightening in its own way, and also getting to go to a part of the country that I never got to go to or had cause to go to before. Having a time that was set aside and designated to that, I think, helped me zoom in a little bit more. I think it took some of the pressure off of I have all of these other responsibilities that I need to be bouncing back and forth and trying to, accomplish everything at once. And this was just 1 month. You're going to work on your work. So it was much easier to slip into a flow where we got into this routine of just mornings were for writing, early afternoon was for my work, late afternoons were for Brad's work, evenings were for exploring and kind of, recharging so we could start the next day. So my primary medium that I work in is wire. I also have had a long, strange relationship with mold and decomposing plant matter sort of things, and watching them break down over time has been just like a quiet background passion project of mine. And I don't know, I think that there's this fun relationship between I work in wire and I weave wire, and then it rusts and I don't always clean it in time, and then I realize that the patterns that I'm weaving the wire in emulate the patterns that mold will form on, say, an apple or an orange. Like, they start at one end and they kind of bleed across, and I didn't really realize that until I was working on one of the pieces for this show. So now that there are other things that are just tied in to my sculptures, I get to see that I've always been doing the same thing, whether it's, oranges or wire. I would like for people who see my work to, get drawn in to the minutia or the myopia of things, like the patterns that I see sometimes, and then I see other patterns other times in just where the wires twist and turn and come together. I want other people to get obsessive in the way that I've gotten obsessive, and get drawn in and be like, oh wait, look at this line that the artist didn't follow that I want to follow, and make up their own stories along the way. But I want other people to not think about what I was thinking about, but what it inspires in them, and I want them to get obsessed, and I want them to be like, oh, but that line cuts off in the wrong place, and I want them to be annoyed about that, and then to just think about the little tiny things that build up every single other part of our lives, because it starts, in the tiny little, atomic details, and then grows into something bigger over time. And I want people to start to get obsessed about that, because we're all building a foundation and foundations and foundations that exist before us, and you can't figure out where to go if you don't look at origins.